Show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com. This show is brought to you by Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Production services by Sidekick Media Services. And listeners like you, supporting us at patreon.com/AwesomeCast. It's time to get geeky, get awesome. It is the AwesomeCast. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the Twitter and the Sorgatron Media Studios in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And if I sound a little different tonight, it's not your connection. It's not the recording. It's me. So a little bit of a sinusy drainage fun deal. I'm going to try not to cough in this microphone here through the show. But anyways, we do have a crew with us today. First of all, she is the giver of Valentines. I feel like I need a shoebox and some tin foil for this to go in. It is the Dudders with us.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. I did not come up with a theme for this show. Maybe it'll reflect in the stories. I don't know. I haven't checked what you guys have put in there. But we are doing a newlywed game for Mayhem Show later, so that'll be fun.
And before you introduce our next friend, quick thing, I was at the Market District in Robinson doing some work, and they have a balcony that overhangs, so you can kind of see the area below, and it was checking out all the fellas buying chocolate and balloons and flowers this afternoon, and I know this guy that you're about to introduce would not be one of those guys.
Oh, I am completely a chocolates from the Rite Aid on the corner Valentine's person. I picked it up and I told her, I was like, listen, I have a card for you, but unfortunately it's in my head still, and because I didn't want to get a card because I don't like getting cards. I don't like getting cards for people. She loves getting cards and giving them, and they're wonderful. But I made one in whatever they call Adobe Spark now, the Adobe Creative or whatever, right? So I had an idea for one, made it up, and sent it over to her here this evening. So, but I got her chocolates too. But anyways, also with us, lover extraordinaire, Dave Potter is with us.
Let's say that's a bit of a build-up. Yeah, we look at the flowers when we're in the store.
Mm-hmm.
But then we say, oh, that's right, we have 2 cats at home. That would be a bad idea. That would be a bad idea.
Functionally not okay, I suppose.
No.
Yeah,
and we, instead of chocolates, we bought scallops.
Ooh.
So we had scallops for dinner.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I made scallops. Okay. Yeah. Why do I remember making scallops? But it definitely wasn't for Missy because she has a shellfish allergy. So, anyways, this is, what are we doing? I'm trying to fix something while I'm doing the show here. I'm trying to plug something into the back so we can actually show things off. This is the AwesomeCast. You can check out everything at awesomecast.com. I'm going to do it off the top of my head because I can't see the screen right now. You can email us at awesomecast@sorgatronmedia.com. Do us at AwesomeCast on the Twitter, and we have a great Facebook group. A lot of great stories go in there throughout the week. And I'm gonna have to let somebody else go first so I can fix this thing. And of course you can follow us on all that kind of stuff. And we're on the Discord and the Reddit Discord. We got the Midjourney hooked up in there if you want to go check that out. And we are live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Programming note: we are not going to be live next Tuesday. I'm not sure if we're going to get another filler show recorded for that, so it might be a week off next week. So bear with us for that. But we'll be back typically every Tuesday at 7. Just rewatch this episode. It'll be fine. And, of course, thank you to our friends at postindustrial.com for sharing the awesomeness. And thank you to our Patreon supporters, patreon.com/AwesomeCast. Our friends at the executive producer level, Brian Crawford. At the Coffee Club level, Matt Weller, Cynthia Klosky, and Mike Pound. And at the financial level, Michael Fedor, Professor Buzzkill, and Dave Podner, Dave Profpod Podner, clipper of all things Sorg related. So you can check out, you can support the show too at patreon.com/awesomecast. And sometimes I plug your names into ChatGPT, or we'll see what else is coming up. I should get pictures of everybody and stick them in a Midjourney and see what happens. But yeah, so and you can be a part of that, and sometimes we have some extras and everything in the Patreon. We do appreciate everybody that does support the show. So, Katie, you got something new to show off.
Yes.
What's your awesome thing of the week?
Well, if people have been following AwesomeCast, you've seen my Dunkin' Donuts Spooky Boo Glow in the Dark cup for Valentine's Day.
She said Spooky Boo. I want to qualify that.
Spooky Boo.
Spooky Boo.
Yeah. It's a glittery. Oh, it doesn't look as pretty on camera. It's a glittery. I put my hand behind it, maybe. A glittery. If I put it in front of my black shirt, does that help? It's pink hearts and glitter and yeah. Oh, there we go. Now you can see it. Ooh. My new Dunkin' Donuts cup.
Audio people are like, we don't care. It's pink and glittery. It's Dunkin' Donuts. Fantastic.
That's all you need to know. And the straw is heart-shaped, which I'm torn on.
Oh. Say, how does that work?
I don't like it as much as a round straw. So, but everything else, I love it. It's so pretty, especially in the sunlight. And yeah, if you know me, you know why I love it, because it's shiny.
So you're not keeping Halloween all year round now, thanks to this.
Yeah, so now I'm one of these people. Thankfully, Dunkin' doesn't do this as often as Starbucks, so I might be safe. But if these are selling well, then I'm not going to be safe. But I'm trying not to become one of those people. But come on, it's pretty.
They got you. You're the one that the gift section's for in the coffee shop. Yes.
Oh no, I'm the person you drive through and I get a coffee and I go, oh my gosh, what is that?
That's fantastic.
Startle who's ever in the window.
Yeah. Usually it's my dog barking at them. That's awesome. So new Dunkin' cups. Ponder, what's your awesome thing of the week?
Sure. My awesome thing is an app that I rediscovered recently. And it's called Nocturne. And I originally downloaded it before I got my new iPhone. So it was around a year and a half ago. And the idea is that it's supposed to replicate night mode for older phones. But it still works pretty good on the newer phones. So now there's a couple of new features. That's kind of the base of, like, if I want to take a nice picture of the sky when we can actually see the sky and it's not completely cloud covered, it can do like a minute and a half exposure. But definitely tripod or keep the like the night mode on a regular phone, like a normal iPhone 12, 13, 14, you can hold it up and you can do like a 3-second exposure handheld, and it works pretty good.
Okay.
This being that long, I kind of set the phone up against something, hit the button, just let it go until it's done. It made a really great picture. I was able to get now I live in Penn Hills. For those who don't know, it's a suburb of Pittsburgh. Typical, if you want to think, 1950s, 1960s suburb. So we have street lights. We have, there's a decent amount of light pollution. We're not in the middle of like nowhere. So it did a pretty good job. I got Orion on a shot. I got, I believe, Aries, the little bit of Aries, and a little bit of the one of the later pictures on my Instagram. Got the Pleiades constellation on the phone. And I did a little post editing in Lightroom Mobile, but it turned out really good. But the other thing you can do is after you take the picture while it's still on the screen, you can actually select and on top of the picture, put the constellation on there.
Nice.
So it'll actually do, because that's always the hardest thing for me is some of them are easy to get. Like for me, Orion's the easiest because you have the 3 stars across and you have the 2 shoulders and the 2. If you actually go to the next picture over, there we go. Like Orion on the left, that's kind of easiest for me to figure out because you got the shoulders, you got the knees, you got the belt. That's pretty straightforward. But you get like Capricorn, the goat, and you look at the picture and you're like, sure, it's a goat. I don't see it. So the idea is that it will actually project what that is, or, oh, that's Mars, or that's Jupiter. So it'll actually point out on your photo as an overlay and see the different stars that are out there. And it is a free app, which is great. You don't lose any functionality. The only thing that you get is a watermark, which is very unobtrusive on the bottom left.
So it's just pay for the watermark kind of situation.
You pay for the watermark, and it's a $2.99 charge to get rid of the watermark.
Oh, that's not bad. Come on.
And it's a one-time fee. So it's not $2.99 a month or 99 cents a month or whatever. It's a one-time fee. You can get rid of it. But other than that, they don't say, well, if you do the free version, it's a lower quality or it's a this or no, you don't lose anything.
Are there ads?
So no, there's no ads.
So it's literally just the watermark.
The watermark, yeah.
Well, that's worthwhile.
Yeah, and like I said, it does a great job. And like the iPhone, the built-in night mode in iPhone can do at max 30 seconds, and this can do a whole lot longer if you let it do its thing.
So, and I do see that there's also another Unistellar is by Unistellar, and they also have a straight Unistellar app that does help you with your star charting and stuff, right?
Right. And I think some of their that app or other apps can actually work with the big telescopes.
Nice.
And interact with it. So I think that's maybe where they can get away with giving this away for free. I don't want to say give away for free, but if someone's putting an app out that's a one-time $2.99 charge or is free and there's no ads, they got to get money somehow for developing apps. So you tie in with other things to actually make your income for it.
Sounds good. All right.
Yeah, I've had tons of luck with it too.
And that was Nocturne by Unistellar. Unistellar? Unistellar.
Unistellar. Yep.
Uni? I'm sorry. All right, my awesome-ish thing of the week. I am now an official Android user. Now, that is not to say, actually, I'm still an iPhone user too. So now I'm 2-person business phone guy, basically. So here's what happened. I get these. So we got these little jetpacks, these little Inseego jetpacks that go with our live use. Those little USB dongle deals that'll give you internet, right? I had deactivated them for a period and tried to reactivate one because we had 2 sets and we didn't need one for a while because we just didn't have the that many shows going on for a couple months, right? At least that we needed 2 at a time like we do this weekend. So I'm reactivating things, and I knew leading into this that I needed to turn these on, and I was having problems with LiveView, honestly, getting reactivated. So I'm going directly to the carriers. So we have each one has an AT&T, a Verizon, and then I have a hotspot, Netgear hotspot that's a T-Mobile, right? And I was like, okay, I gotta get these turned on and official, and make sure they're not gonna, make sure they're good for when they're not going away in the middle of a in a spot or something like that. So Verizon, no problem. I literally just took the numbers off the Verizon one, and with the chat, I set up for a business account, and I was good to go. Okay, I went into the AT&T store because I didn't see anything easy to chat and do a thing on AT&T. And I had 2 of these I had to activate. And I looked at them just like, okay, well, what do I need to do to turn these on? And they said, well, to start a new account on a business account and to put just a data jetpack situation on there, I need a phone. I need a phone line to do it. And I was like, okay. And then I looked at it, whatever it was the cost for the phone, which I think it was about $75 a month to have the phone line for the phone, right? On top of what the cost for the Verizon, for the AT&T lines, and I was like, we estimated what T-Mobile was going to be, and I'm hoping T-Mobile doesn't make me buy a phone too. So I'm like, listen, it's still cheaper than one of these sets of modems. So to pay for the line through LiveView, because I don't think their plans have been updated since 2018, if not 2016 price-wise, and things have changed, right? Generally, I'm paying about $45 or $50 a month per line for these jetpacks across AT&T and Verizon. Not bad, really not bad. My only issue with AT&T is they don't have, if you go over, it doesn't like slow you down. You just will get charged overages, and that can stack up really quick if you're doing video streaming. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that. But still, I had to get the phone, and I'm like, listen, what's the cheapest phone you have? And of course, it's an Android, but it's a Samsung Galaxy 814 5G, which I believe just came out like within the last month. So much so that I'm looking up cases for this thing, and most of them have the little, this is based on specs and we think it'll work with this phone, right? I have not set up a brand new, like honestly, the Android phones that I've had have been secondhand from Mr. Chilla. So I think the S8, the Galaxy S8 is probably the last one that I have. It was kind of interesting. A couple of the surprises. One, there was like 3 pages of apps pre-installed, like every stupid little game you could think of. Of course, you got all the Samsung stuff. But one thing that kind of stuck out to me and I thought was kind of interesting, and I'm trying to see if I can find what the app was called again. I may have accidentally deleted it. Accidentally on purpose deleted it. It was called Switch something. Maybe it's a Samsung app. Smart Switch, I believe it's called. And when I started it up and it's trying to pull your stuff off, obviously I'm going to log into my Google. A lot of my stuff's in Google anyways. But it actually was able to reach into my iCloud, my Apple iCloud, and start syncing. They'll sync the last 30 days of your videos and pictures, your contacts through iCloud, as well as see which matching apps they could install based on what was backed up in your iCloud. That was pretty cool. I don't think I actually finished the entire thing because it was just like, well, I got everything on here I need. I need to come more. I don't need all the stuff on here that's on my phone because this isn't going to be a daily driver. But it's an extra screen, it's an extra data connection, it's an extra this, that, or another thing that we can use while we're doing some of these things. Even it's just, hey, I need to throw a doc up or my WhatsApp chat with the streaming provider or something like that. I can put that over here, and it's just having another screen is always helpful in my line of work. Katie, you've seen what the setup looks like when I'm doing live production. An extra screen is just fine. It is lighter. It feels, I gotta say, it feels cheaper. I was amazed that this is a $200 phone and it still has the 3 camera setup. I don't know what the hell they do. I took a picture and I wasn't impressed. I just took a picture of Katie and Riz when they were playing games the other night. And so I haven't done anything extensively with this. I can't imagine it's going to equal what's going on with my iPhone 13 Pro Max. So $200 phone and what, $1,500, $1,800 phone I think this was that I'm still paying off. But I mean, they're really good about the setup and everything. So they really kind of walked me through and made sure everything was good with that. Things are really finicky if we're setting up business. So yeah, I figured if nothing else, we're looking at things because I mean, how many times have we been like, hey, Twitter's rolling out this, but it's only on Android. Well, now it seems like Twitter seems to be getting it these days. But still, like, how many apps have been Android only? Again, it feels like less, doesn't it? but still, I know that's something we've run into in the past, and there's definitely apps that do come up on the Android that are not compatible. Like Game Pass, I can download straight on this instead of doing the sideload thing on the iPhone, right? The next time something like that does come up, I can hop on here and get that going. For instance, there's an app that I did not see on the iPhone yet that I saw wasn't compatible with my Google TV that will stream my Xbox in the building to the devices. So like already that's kind of interesting. I don't like the junk stuff that has this app for doing good through Samsung, and it keeps like throwing these platitudes up as screensavers when I unlock my phone. Like, donate to create better jobs, decent work and economical growth. It's like, why do I paid for this phone. Why am I getting like advertisements, PSAs and things like that? So I need to get in here and figure out how to turn all that kind of stuff off, because it's getting kind of annoying, this stuff that's coming up on here. But yeah, Samsung definitely has all of their own stuff. It is so funny to me how much the Samsung stuff just is their version of the Google stuff right beside it. So they have their own cloud. They have their own, it has the app for my refrigerator on it. I haven't looked at this AR zone yet. They have news apps. There's like 3 different news apps on here. Samsung Global Goals. That's the thing that's popped up. And it's just all just, I guess if I watch the ads on here, and that's what's being served to my thing. If I watch the ads on here, it said I made I saved a penny, or I made a penny, or I donated a penny, or something like that. It's real weird. And it's one of those, like, I didn't ask for any of this, guys. So
I'm getting very much a late 90s PC vibe.
Oh, very much so. Well, I asked them, I'm like, is there a lot of junk on here? No. I'm like, listen, look, I went to the second page and there was a giant ad swipe from AT&T. About all this stuff on there and their services, and they have their own cloud, and they have their own this, that, and the other thing, right? All the AT&T stuff was loaded on here. They said the nice thing is, like, now you can uninstall and hide them. It used to be you couldn't do that with the Samsung and the loaded preloads and AT&T stuff and everything like that. So I got to go and cleanse it, just like the laptop I just restored that Katie donated this week. Oh boy, we'll try restoring a Windows 8.1 laptop from whatever year that was, and see all the fun stuff that's on there. Update for that. It is running Windows 10 now. And
Ooh.
I think I found the problem with the laptop, and we've disabled the trackpad, and I think I'm going to fix it now. So there you go. But anyways, it's an experience. I'm just still trying to figure it out. This is going to be the thing that kind of goes with me when I travel, I think, just as a backup, even for the fact of, like, I remember one time, one of my first trips out back in 2016, I found myself in San Diego at an Airbnb because I had some time in between, and I shot down there to visit some friends. And I'm at the Airbnb, and for whatever reason, my iPhone at the time, whatever model that was in 2016, just completely crapped the bed, and I needed to restart it from scratch. It's the only time in my life I've ever had an iPhone do that to me, and I've had since the original iPhone, right? Problem was, I was taking Uber and Lyft everywhere, and I was staying at an Airbnb. So the phone was a requirement, okay, for me to do anything, get anywhere, get home at that point, right? So having a second phone for when one maybe craps the bed, then, like, that makes so much sense to me for something like that. So, and, I'm not going to go out and just get a phone. Or I can't remember. I think for a period I would grab the last model phone and throw it in my bag just to be safe, so I could just SIM swap and go if the case may be, right? But either way, it's active. Unfortunately, they're all AT&T, so if I end up in a bad AT&T spot, I'm kind of screwed on that, unless I just strap a jetpack to the back of one of these. But still, it works out in the end. I'm still saving money in the end, and I have an extra phone now. So I'm an Android. If there's anything Android I should check out, if anybody's got the check out your thing your Android will do that your iPhone doesn't. I don't know if there's a lot of those left now. But let me know and help me acquaint with my new device here. So again, that's the Samsung Galaxy A14. It is the budgetest of budget phones that they have. But man, I was so worried after seeing family members of mine with the worst Android phones, right? Because they definitely bought the budget one from Walmart, right? But this one, it is nice. It is nice. It's not the nicest, but it is a very serviceable phone. I'm sure I'm going to hate it a year from now, but I'm paying a whole $2 a month for this thing, guys. So I think I'm kind of okay with it right now. So, check in with me in a month, and I'll let you know if I'm going to recommend it to you as I need a cheap phone kind of situation. Already, it's Samsung, and it's got their, they're going to have a lot of their kind of stuff in there. Ooh, it's an octa-core. What the hell? So I've never heard of the CPU that they're using. It's a 64 gigabyte phone, which is really weird since my other phone has, a terabyte. So,
well, I'll say this in terms of the lower end the mid to lower end Samsung phone, like the A series you have.
Yeah,
you can put an SD card in if you need it.
Oh, can I?
Yeah.
Wait, where do I put that?
I have no idea.
I don't think I do, sir. That's a
well,
SIM slot.
Because I was looking at the comparison between the different A versions of phones.
Okay.
And it says storage up to 1 terabyte micro SD card.
Where do I need to look for that? Battery performance design. There's a for business button on here.
Yeah, it's down the performance.
In the performance area? Okay.
Yeah, in the performance area.
Okay. The multitasking, everything with room I need. Wait. With RAM Plus. Or maybe that's just RAM.
But yeah, I think that's something different, but yeah.
Okay.
It's a Dodge. It's the Dodge EV.
I'm getting into all the other stuff. Like, here's your business plan. Here's your innovation. Yeah, okay, whatever. I mean, and I don't expect to. I'm not going to sit here and do my CapCut TikTok videos on this thing, right? We're going to do phone things. I'm going to do, it's going to be that kind of thing. It's going to be the extra one that we connect here and pull this thing up, because this phone. So now, here's the nice thing. This is the nice thing that's going to happen. You know why I don't end up using this for video most of the time? Because it's like, I need a video. It'd be nice if I could video this thing and just kind of set it up and go. I was like, wait, then I don't have a phone that's on the internet to do the other side of the streaming or something, like another function that my phone would do during a project. Now I have that. Like, this can go up. We set it up, and like, I don't know, hypothetically, I need to manage the Facebook account or something like that because we're doing a Facebook Live with this, or something like that. I don't think that's exactly what I do with this. But you have that. I need to take a picture of this thing, but my phone is the thing that needs to be the thing that's taking a picture of. Is that weird? Is that just a me thing?
No, no, because I've wanted to do things like, I want to do a photo of me taking a photo to show how something's done, and it's like, then I go downstairs and I say, hey, hon, can you help me out with your phone?
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm not saying that I have a phone problem here, but I mean, they just, they get so useful the more you have, right? I mean,
it's like potato chips. You just can't have one.
No, or two. Apparently, I just held up 8 phones, by the way, and all but one were iPhones. Oh no, did I scratch the screen already? Nope. That high protective case is coming very, very soon. I think, but anyways, yeah. So maybe I should just hit a Best Buy and get it over with. What the hell's on the screen now? It's a polar bar on a floating rock. What the hell? What are you?
I like how you two are too good to do the TikTok trick where you record it with your phone, but you do everything else holding your phone case or a phone.
Oh no,
case.
I've seen that. No, I've seen that too. I've seen tons of people. No, I've seen tons of people on TikTok who are doing I'm in customer service, so I'm going to pretend like, hi, yes, this is the restaurant I work at. How can I help you?
Katie, I have the high density, high end. My phone, I can't destroy my phone run over by a Baja car case. You really think I want to take this thing off at any point?
I didn't know that was the only case you owned.
For complexity, or
I'm sure you have an extra case around there somewhere.
Somewhere there's a case. I don't know where. Are you kidding me? I don't even know.
1,000 phones and one phone case. That's fascinating.
Have you looked in the drawers around the studio here? It is. No, it's just mounds of black plastic that may or may not be functional. It's just No. Yeah, it goes into whatever, and I never see it.
Normally, I don't go through
No.
people's drawers with black plastic in it. That's a thing on. Yeah, exactly. That's your own thing. Whatever.
I don't know what we're
float
talking
your
about.
boat.
I don't know what we're talking about anymore.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy
Exactly.
Valentine's Day. Speaking of, you know what? If you haven't yet, you're listening to AwesomeCast here live on everything. And oh my God, I didn't even have the chat room up for Facebook. I'm sure this will be a good one. Hi, Mom. But you're like, oh no, I need. You know what goes for a night in for two? Our friends at Slice on Broadway, New York City style. Yins are made. Beachview, Carnegie, East End, North Hills. I'm sure if you kindly ask them to make the pizza in the shape of a heart, they may do that. Hell, they did. They made a Hello Kitty dough doll for Katie. I think it was her birthday or something. Was it a birthday thing that we did?
Yeah.
Yes.
I had a Hello Kitty pizza and a Hello Kitty dough doll.
Yes. Well, the dough doll was the first experiment, and then they just made the face. So, but yeah, they are pizza artists down there. 5 locations in the greater Pittsburgh area. Check them out at sliceonbroadway.com. Hey, I just remembered, and this was going to be my original awesome thing of the week until the phone thing happened, but I needed to bring this up. Especially Katie, since you missed the Rise Wrestling show. So, and hold on, I got to bring it up here. I'm hoping it's still saved in here. So you guys remember the Brickit app that we've talked about on the show a couple of times now, where you take a picture of some Legos and it'll show you everything. Excuse me. Let me swap this over real quick. So, there was like a hardcore match kind of thing. This guy does his Ronnie's Rolls thing at this guy named Ron Mathis, and he's taking on our somebody we should have the Awesome Cast, honestly. This guy, Lewis the Nerd. Real wrestlers. And at some point, he brings out a cardboard box with a big question mark written on it. I was like, oh no, what is this? And it's Legos. And if you don't familiar, a lot of times in wrestling, they'll throw tacks on the mat, and they'll have to throw somebody in, and the tacks get stuck in their back and everything. And PA commission, you can't really do the sharp objects and things. It's really kind of illegal, I think, here. So sometimes people put Legos out there, which if you stepped on Legos, you know what I'm talking about. If you get body slammed on them, you know it's going to hurt, and they kind of stick out of you and stuff too. So they used the Legos, and after the show, they were sweeping them up. So I found a pile of the Legos that got left behind, and so I went over, and I'm like, oh, this is a perfect opportunity. So there's the pile of Legos, and I opened up the Brickit app, and I got 337 ideas of what to do with the Legos from the Lego Deathmatch. Yes, it was fantastic. So I can tell you it works. From that little pile, it recognized all the Legos and gave me some options. Do you want animals, buildings, robots, plants, wheels, or flying? The options it gives you. And I'll narrow it down from there. So there you go. So the Brickit app does work. Confirmed. Take it to your local wrestling show. Oh, geez. Where are we at with stuff? That was a good first half. Where the hell are we? What do you guys want to talk about next?
I'm just going to keep yelling out, Happy Valentine's Day. It's awkward.
Katie, you saw the Mario commercial.
Yes. I saw it after you sent it. Like, somehow we missed the Mario Brothers Plumbers
actually,
commercial.
let's roll back a second. Why did you miss the commercial? Because what were you doing on Sunday night?
Listen, we had 3 screens up. We had the Super Bowl up, the Puppy Bowl up, and then a 3rd screen where we were playing NFL Blitz.
On the GameCube.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Riz Plays Games and I were playing, and then Missy got involved, and you got involved, and we all were playing games, and it was just pure chaos.
It was fun. Yes. But we made sure to stop whenever commercials came on, whenever we could.
Yeah, so that's probably how we missed this Mario commercial, because it seems like something we would have caught on,
Well, there's a website at smbplumbing.com, and what is the commercial?
So it's Mario and Luigi, plumbing brothers, who offer a plumbing service. and it's a very well produced video, and the lady they are helping in the New York area thinks it is a very good deal, and not at all. The only place what was it? Oh, I forget. They won't clean. I don't remember. It was some sort of.
They won't clean out your bank account.
That's right. Yes. So watch the video, and then went to because they give the website in the video. So I went to the website and go on there
to read the testimonials.
Oh yeah, Spike is Cool is my favorite.
They have a 1-star review. There's no loyalty with Mario and Luigi. The subpar Mario Brothers used to work for me until they decided to break off and start their own business. All misspelled.
It's so good. And and I was like, oh, let me just go check. And I love in that screen, the bottom of the screen there by the reviews is the broken image.
Yep.
And like if you click on it, you get an error 404. Looks like something is broken with the pipes.
Oh, love it.
And then you can click on a pipe and it makes a sound.
Oh,
yeah. There's a whole bunch of little pipe warp sounds, but like there's all kinds of Easter eggs on this thing. So and you can call the phone number or you can text the phone number, and I called the phone number and Luigi answers. Nice guy. And he tells you all about the services and what they offer, and then they're like, if you just text us at this number, we'll get you some more information. So I was like, sure, and I text Luigi at that number, and then it's a sign up for it's community. It's a service that essentially it's Universal. It breaks it down. It's like Universal Studios, I think, is the basic of the whole thing. Because if you look, you can sign up for their mailing list too, not just to get updates from Mario and Luigi, but also from them.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that was a good time. Yeah, check out the website. Like I said, it's fun. There's Easter eggs. Just click on all. It's like any of these websites. Just click on everything until something happens, because it's gonna.
Yeah, that's definitely one of my favorite things from it, and it's not even the one I saw. There was definitely a lot of nostalgia factor at the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah.
We had Clueless. It was just like everybody reprising their roles from 30 years ago. It seems like everybody everybody in Clueless. Everybody. We had the Grease with John Travolta, but with the guys from Scrubs. Apparently, so a lot of that going on. A lot of celebrity stuff.
We had the ad for Popcorners with a Breaking Bad reunion.
Mm-hmm.
Indiana Jones. We have Michael Keaton back.
Yes. There was a good discussion on the Batman or the Batman in Flash, because we see Ben Affleck, we see Michael Keaton, and they're like, man, it feels like they gave everything away. And we're like, then they harken back to when Tom Holland was like, yeah, there's completely no other Spider-Man in this movie, right? And so it's just like they showed you 2 Batman. There are probably more Batman. So let's just roll with this and see what happens. You know what I mean? Because it seems pretty wild. I didn't notice on the Super Bowl commercial, because I watched the trailer online today, and I didn't see the parts with Supergirl in it actually. And I don't think it was in the Super Bowl commercial, because I'm thinking it was a super truncated version of it. So, but I don't know. That was the first time I've got to sit down and enjoy the Super Bowl festivities in years, probably at this point, right? So that was nice. I mean, it was the perfect thing. We ordered way too much Taco Bell, had NFL Blitz on, just a couple of us here in the studio, and just had fun with it, and focused on the commercials. So, yeah, no, it was good. It was good. Only one weird commercial, but we're not going to talk about that one. Yeah. The controversial group that had a commercial, but but I think. But I think that now everybody knows what that group is and what they're about. So I don't know. I think that backfired on them. Anyways.
Ooh, I think the best one was the Tubi ad. The one that everybody thought that someone had taken the remote and changed, was going into look at like the guide, and like there were a lot of
kept yelling at me. What the hell? Everybody in the studio kept yelling at me as if I was doing something. Of course, it was a smart TV I was using, so. Yeah. No. Dave, what stuck out for you for the Super Bowl this year?
This is going to shock This is going to shock. We did not watch any bit.
Whoa.
Nope.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah. Honestly, what Ruth did, there was, what was it? What channel was it? Was it a Hallmark or one of those? Had like a catch up on a new series they had that was about time traveling back all the way back to 1989.
Ooh.
Which I know, 89 is 30 plus years ago. So
hey, it's only the first Michael Keaton Batman.
I know. I know, but it was one of these. The girl travels back in time and sees her parents as young teenager type things, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It was,
I'm sure my mom was watching the same thing. So is that like I'm watching the new Quantum Leap and they like went all the way back to 2012? It was like, wait a minute, that's not a history, But also when I watched Quantum Leap, all the times they went back to were times that were before me on the original series. They're like, they're going back to the 70s and the 60s and all this stuff. So
well,
go ahead.
I mean, that is one thing that growing up in Pittsburgh in the 80s, the oldie station was 3WS at the time. And it played 50s and early to mid 60s. So it played 20 to 30-year-old music. 20 to 30-year-old music right now is early 2000s to mid 90s. But I would say that the music from the turn of the century to now doesn't sound as different as 1960 to mid 1980s music. There is a huge difference between doo-wop, Elvis, early 1960s rock to mid 80s Michael Jackson, in terms of instrumentation, technology, where now there's not, it doesn't jar your ear as much as the difference. Or it could just be the fact I lived through it, so it doesn't sound weird to me.
Yeah. Speaking of traveling to the future, tell me about car rental.
Yeah. So
it is a rental, isn't it?
It's a rental. It's a long-term rental. So Hyundai's idea is that they want you to actually try an EV for a month. Not just do a test drive, but actually live with it. So it's cheaper than renting the car. I mean, it's cheaper than owning a car. And now they have two of their vehicles. They have the Ioniq 5, which is their mainstream, and then they have the Kona, which is their cheaper one there. But yeah, if you go down a little bit more on the page, they have a little bit more table that actually shows the cost difference there.
Okay.
And basically, if you do what they call the Evolve Plus, the monthly payment's $900. It's a $300 acquisition fee, so it'd be like $1,200 for a month. But after that month, if you don't want it anymore, you just return it. So it isn't like purchasing, you're stuck with the car if you don't like it after a month, because an EV can be a big deal.
Yeah.
I was talking to someone at work who lives in a townhouse, and she doesn't have an outside plug. And there's no way other than, literally running a plug out her window to do a trickle charger on a car.
Yeah.
For her to plug in a car. So she would have to make sure, and knowing the neighborhood she's in, there's not a lot of commercial electric chargers close to her house. So she would have to make sure she's charged up wherever there's a charger, and then park it overnight. And, hopefully she won't have to go long, which most people don't. But
no.
But you still can't rely on, there's a gas station a mile away.
Yeah.
Especially not in all neighborhoods.
And that's, and there's somebody that was recently telling about they just picked up a Tesla and they live down in, I think, Carolina. And it was kind of like they got it and then like, okay, I have to do this to my garage, kind of thing. I think there's some stuff that he realized after he picked it up that he had to do in order for this to become or at least like, things like, I think that first charge was weird. because he got it.
Yeah.
It's like getting a phone. It's like, oh, it's half charged, and you're like using it all the first day, and you're like, oh no, when am I going to get stuck somewhere, right? But that kind of thing. But it is like you have to think about it. It is not, which this actually harkens me back to the problem with VR. Remember, like nobody wants VR because nobody's tried VR. And how do you get them to put a thing on, right? And there's no place to do that. They don't have them set up in the GameStops even because of one,
Pink eye.
Huh? What's that?
Pink eye, because of pink eye.
Well, first pink eye, yes. Which makes me now think about. I never thought about this because I know I've done a couple times the ones in the mall. So, because there's always like the super entertainment thing, and you can pay like $5-10 and sit on a chair that rocks the music, and you wear a VR helmet now, or something like that. But yeah, it's that's kind of what it needs to be, and it'd be nice to. Yeah. And honestly, like, is this like a you have to have an intention to own, or can you just I
think you can just try it off. If you say that you want to keep the vehicle, that $300 goes towards your down payment.
What if I just need a car for a month?
Now, the only thing is you do have $1,000 limit on your mileage before they start racking stuff up on you.
Okay.
So it depends on how much...
I'm not saying I need a car to go drive to Chicago.
Well,
but
no.
What if it's like I'm taking the car to Chicago and somebody needs a car back home? And, is this, I use this as an option?
As far as I know, yeah.
But the intention is you will buy the car.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. The intention is I want to buy the car, but I really want to try it out as a daily driver and live with it. And then really like it or not.
And you said they take on the insurance?
Yeah. That's their thing. Too? So you don't have to worry about changing your insurance over.
Yeah.
And how much they handle all that.
Or
that's why that $1,200 is just kind of your total outside of whatever how much the electricity is going to cost.
Or what if you're a city person and you don't have car ownership, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, as long as you have I don't know about that, but I think you pretty much, they want to see someone with insurance already.
Okay, but they take the additional insurance on top of it.
Right.
So
right.
Like they have their rental stuff and something like that. Man.
Yeah, it's like an extended rental insurance. Yeah.
Like what if I'm spending like half a month in California and instead of getting a rental car?
I mean, honestly, that's one thing they show on the Jalopnik. They show that if you want to rent this, it's $2,500.
I would say I have spent. I've had about 4 or 5 day rentals that are definitely more than what you're paying for a month of this.
Yeah.
That makes sense there. It's very interesting. So, I mean, it's just like Zipcar. Try to think about the use cases, right? Like, where is this okay? Where is this affordable? What scenarios, kind of things, like how Zipcar was, it makes sense to pay X amount for a Zipcar to go, walk your house down a block, hop in one and go get some groceries, right? It doesn't make sense to get it to drive across the country.
Right.
That's when you start kind of losing the value in it, is that extensive use. So that's kind of what I'm trying to wrap my head around over here.
Right.
So,
honestly, I think because like we're looking at a new car in, let's say, 2 to 3 years. Okay. And right now I'm definitely looking at a hybrid, maybe a plug-in hybrid. But it's like, well, as I told Ruth, it's like, okay, in 3 to 5 years, we may have a lot more electric infrastructure.
Oh, absolutely.
And now, admittedly, we don't have $1,300 to do on this, just on the side. Oh, let's just try this out for $1,300.
let's take a flyer on this. Yeah. Exactly.
But this car is also, the Ioniq 5 is also a $45,000 to $50,000 vehicle. So in my mind, if you can afford a $45,000 to $50,000 vehicle, you probably
we got a deal for you.
Well, I mean, you may have the money to actually, you may have the $1,200 saved.
No, absolutely. Yeah, no, this is for the people that have the means to be in the market for something like this, that it's not a big deal for them. I mean, and honestly, how many people, they look at lease payments and payments there, $899 is like a high payment for somebody, right? That that could be paying for something for that like that anyway.
Yeah.
So
now I'll also mention real quick, not related to here, and I'll have a link, but this weekend is the Pittsburgh Auto Show,
Mm-hmm.
and they're having indoor tracks set up so you can test drive electric vehicles.
Hey, Katie, let's go do bumper cars.
I'm in.
Do bumper cars let's bumper car things with giant batteries in them. This is a good idea. So, there was a hybrid sighting in my neighborhood, by the way, and I only noticed because I didn't see what it was because I was trying to look for it on the side and it just said hybrid, and I didn't make out what the car was otherwise. It had the noise. I was walking the dog up from the studio, and they had the backup like that low hum kind of thing because because it sounds like the train. Like it sounds like that sound when the train is like down the track and hasn't turned the corner, and you hear the hum through the tracks, kind of thing. So it kind of caught my attention because like, oh, train's coming. Oh no, it's that little dingy car over there. Okay, it's just it's one of the few times I've got to experience that. The other times in California, because like half the cars are damn electric or hybrids out there, right? So. But anyways, like, and it's not even exciting to see a Tesla anymore because there's so many around here. So,
yeah.
Anyways, that's enough of that. Is there anything else we need to touch on real quick? Katie, I want to talk to you about what Tapbot's doing.
Ooh,
have you
what are they
seen
doing?
this?
No.
So they obviously got cut off with all this stuff happening on Twitter with the stuff and the things in the API.
Yeah.
But that's okay because they were already working on a client for Mastodon. And I'm going to say, and I'm going to recommend, I paid my $15 fee for it, which I think is an annual fee for it. You do have a 14-day free trial, I think it was. I just noticed it came through the other day. I'm like, I ain't mad. And I don't know why the page isn't loading. Oh, there it is. So these are, if many are familiar with Tweetbot. Nope, that's the wrong button. How about that one? There we go. That was a more epic transition. It's called Ivory, which is an unfortunate name. I understand in the elephant community. But it's iPhone only, unfortunately, for you Androiders out there. Yeah, it's for me because some of the mobile, like there's a Mastodon app out there, or you can use kind of the web version of it, right? And they've already added a lot of stuff to it. It doesn't have all the features. There's actually a roadmap. They have a checklist, and this is already started to fill out more than it was a week ago when I signed up for this. Excuse me. It's bringing in features that makes it feel a little better if you are, more familiar with the Twitter, the way of doing things. One thing that always bothered me was on the mobile apps, it wasn't easy to do because there's your timeline that's on the server that you're on, and then there's the federated, which is all of Mastodon, right? It was hard to transition that for me in these other apps, and this has just a nice drop down at the top, and it's like people I follow, home, which is for me twit.social is the server that I'm on, and then federated, which is everything. So I can go on there and say, hey, who's talking about, it's just like Twitter, who's talking about the Super Bowl kind of thing, right? Who's talking about the stupid thing Elon did today, kind of stuff. So that makes it a lot easier, and like I said, they are looking to do, I'm trying to pull it up here, but they're trying to they're trying to do a quote retweet kind of function. There's not officially that in Mastodon, so it could get weird. Reading alt descriptions, text for media is coming up, but now you do have edit posts, report users and post to admins, support approving, follow requests from private accounts, edit your profile, suppress duplicate boosted posts. Boosts are kind of their version of retweets kind of thing. You just kind of amplify that. So highly recommended to try this out if you don't mind paying for an app that'll get you into it. If you're really like, I gotta see what this Mastodon stuff is about. If nothing else, give the trial a try. And if they're independent and there's somebody who has, I know things that Tweetbot did, if I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong, Katie, Tweetbot did early are things that made it into Twitter because they became popular features, including things like, I think, retweets, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that all started over somewhere else, and then Twitter's like,
So these
people leaving our app.
These guys are kind of the tastemaker of Mastodon right now, and I feel more and more as I see the things happening. Like, hey, we all tweeted too much the other day, apparently, and all got shut down on Twitter. So I'm looking for that next thing, and I'm starting to design a grand plan for what that next thing is for Sorgatron Media, to be quite honest. See you guys in the Slack. I'll tell you later. Maybe I'll tell Patreon my idea. Anyways, but yeah, so Ivory from, oh God, what's the name of them again? Tapbots.com, and that's their app. And please, and if nothing else, support them, because there's somebody who I feel a good developer that everybody loves, that did great work for the community of Twitter to help build that got, personally, I think, very shafted in the last month or so with the situation going on with Twitter, and support somebody who was good to this community and is I think a positive force in online community like this. So that's my PSA for this. So, you guys dipping your toe in Mastodon at all yet? Or more so?
No, I should be.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I created an account. You know, it's like, oh, there's something new. Create an account.
Yeah.
And then I don't want to say lose interest in it, but I'm waiting for the consolidation. I hate to say it that way, but I don't have the bandwidth to handle 7 or 8, new social media platforms to figure out which one is going to be the one that sticks. I'll stick my toe in it. I'll get my name out there, and I'll wait for to figure out what's going to survive at the end.
I feel like Mastodon's has the best chance. If that makes sense. Hive, I don't see. I don't even know what else do I have loaded on here. Hive, I don't see. It doesn't make sense to me. That why would anybody would go there versus something else? Actually, I think I see a big. I think everything else I deleted by now. So, but hey, if you're out there, please let us know at AwesomeCast on the Twitter, or drop in our Facebook group, or AwesomeCast at SorgatronMedia.com. What are the new social medias you are looking at these days? What are you kind of looking at? What do you think is going to be the next big thing? So, Dave Ponder, thank you for joining us once again and giving us some great car news.
Glad to be on. Thanks for having me on.
I know you live in that world with our friends at SAE. So looking forward to getting out there. Actually going to be hanging out. I will be, and Katie, you will be now too, for the Auto Drive Winter Workshop, which is coming to Pittsburgh, baby. We don't got to drive to Michigan. So that'll be nice. So we'll be hanging out for that next week. And other than that, I'll be in Chicago for a back-to-back wrestling streaming tour. And, of course, Thursday night at New Ken, we are doing live wrestling on Twitch and YouTube and IndieWrestling.network. So tune into IndieWrestling.us social medias for those links. Free wrestling. We do about 3 or 4 matches. We're training some video ops and everything like that. So just and while their students that are actually trained to be wrestling or working out. And Chicago and VCW, our friends down in West Virginia, will be streaming on the network this weekend. So a little bit of traveling going on. Katie,
yes.
What do you got going on?
I don't know. I feel like stuffing things.
Can we talk about your catalog thingy that came out? Can people see that now? It's been on your Instagram.
Oh yeah, if you're familiar with Sabika, it's a jewelry line. They're local, actually. The home office is local, and I'm in their catalog. Yeah, they're up in Robinson.
Yes.
And I'm on the website. If you go to Sabika Jewelry, you'll see my face, and that's me. Look, that's what I look like, people, when I try. Hey.
That's her not podcast look. Fantastic. Yeah. Go check it out for Kate Marie PGH on Instagram to find out more about that. At Sorgatron on all the social medias. And over on twit.social for Mastodon, since we're talking about that anyways, please follow me. Like, there's some people liking what I'm posting. I try to post a lot of the video stuff that I do over there. Trying to keep it technical, because I feel like we're in those early days like Twitter where it's just all the geeks are on there right now, so staying with that. It's the geeks, and George Takai and Jeff Jarvis are on there if you want to know what's going on in journalism. So those are my favorites that have popped over there so far. So thank you, everybody. We'll see you guys next time. You have been our awesome audience. Have an awesome week. This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at Sorgatron.